Hello, good evening, everybody. How's everyone doing on this beautiful Thursday, April 11th? Rainy as heck, wet, wet as a bucket of water because it seems like it's raining cats and dogs outside. Today, we're talking about why you consistently fail and why you keep failing, and three main reasons why you are failing. Now, these things you may not want to hear them, but I'm going to tell them to you anyway. I noticed that more and more people are actually attending this, which is great. A lot of people are actually watching this after the thing finishes being live, which is also great. But I hope it's not just entertaining. I hope you're actually benefiting from it because I put a lot of thought into it, as I usually do. Today is episode number 84, day 84. I haven't taken a single day and going strong. Now, I don't want to waste more of your time. I don't have time to actually waste. So I'm going to tell you three reasons why you consistently fail. And this is from obviously some research and a lot of experience, a lot of trial and error, and for you to reflect with me as we go along this journey called life. Now, three reasons why you're failing and not actually getting what you want. The first one is that your reality is wrong. That's correct. Your reality, the way that you see things, your world is wrong. Hear me out. There's a reason why I'm saying this. The reason why I'm saying this is quite simple. When you have an argument with someone, anyone, pick anyone, you have an argument with them, and you think that you're right and you think they're wrong. But in reality, what happens is that you have an opinion, they have an opinion, and neither of you have the full set of views. They say in an argument, one person has a viewpoint, the other person has a viewpoint, and then there's the truth. So there's always three viewpoints. So that's the same thing with your life. If you see your life as something, right? Let's say you think your life is absolutely miserable. I don't know. Let's say it's absolutely miserable. You hate your life, right? I don't know. Or maybe you love it. Whatever it is, maybe you've tricked yourself and you're like Houdini. You've disillusioned yourself into thinking that your life's actually wonderful. But let's say, for instance, you don't think so and you think your life is garbage. Okay. Well, I mean, I challenge you to that because it's not garbage, obviously. Because the way that you think is one perception. Now, the way that your life is another perception, and the truth, the complete truth, is completely something else. So that's why your reality is always missing the complete picture because you don't have the other two components. You're always missing two very important components. Because if you're dealing with people, and you should be dealing with people because you're a human being, when you're dealing with people, they have a viewpoint. They've got their reality that is being imposed on you. You have your reality being imposed on your world, right? So you have theirs and yours, and then you have the truth. So that's why your reality is messed up. That's why you keep failing. Now, Steve Jobs, who's known to be a person who actually bends reality to his will, literally, he bends reality to his will. People thought he was a lunatic. Well, I mean, look at that lunatic that basically changed the world, and you're probably using technology currently that he invented or that he, fine, if you're going to be very technical with me, he didn't actually invent it. He made it usable, he made it user friendly, he made it something that the mass majority of people can actually use. So that's the first thing. Your reality should be questioned. Okay, I'm going to go into the three solutions to these three problems as to why you are failing at getting what you want and what you can do about it so you can start getting what you want. The second one is you're not working hard enough. You know, a lot of times we get stuck in this rut, right? And we're like, you know, whatever I do is not working. And I've tried this, didn't work, tried this. I would challenge you to say that you haven't tried 1% of all the things you could possibly do. Grant Cardone wrote a good book called 10X, and I highly suggest that you read it. It's called 10X. Now, the concept is very, very simple. The concept is whatever you think that you need to do, you should multiply that by 10. So if you think that, let's say you're in sales and you think you need to call 10 people to make one sale, multiply that by 10. So you need to call 100 people and multiply your goals by 10 in order for you to get 10. So you should be thinking 10 times the effort, 10 times the goals. And then that way, you will never be able to do enough. That way, you're always challenging yourself and saying, okay, what else can I do? That's why my life motto, like if you were to ask me, Halim, what's your life motto? What do you live by? I live by a simple motto, which goes like this: do more, not less. So whatever you think hasn't worked, ask yourself, what else can I do? What more can I do? So that's the second thing. You're not doing enough. The third, which is literally like, it's like it's like the shotgun when you're shooting yourself in the heart and shooting yourself in the foot. It's everyone's kryptonite. Escapism. We hate pain. Every time that we get pain, every time that someone hurts us, we get rejected. Let's say a friend of yours decides to block you. Let's say a friend of yours or friends decide to no longer interact with you on social media, or they kick you out of their WhatsApp group, or people are shunning you. They're not contacting you anymore, or they don't want to interact, whatever it is. It hurts. And so then we go into this escapism, this cowardice, this like, you want to find out. You're like, oh, what did I do wrong? Did I do something? You're such a coward if you think like that. You have to understand, like, I know that stuff hurts. You're a human being. We're all social creatures. I completely understand. I know. But when you're living in this world of escapism and you're escaping pain through either consuming Netflix or watching YouTube or eating junk food or whatever it is to make yourself feel good, that is the third reason why you're failing. That's the third reason why you're not getting what you want, because you're escaping pain. You're trying to avoid pain as much as possible. And so you're trying to compensate for that pain by either begging someone for their attention, or you're trying to distract yourself. Both things are completely wrong. So those three reasons why you are failing and not getting what you absolutely want in life. The first one is your perception is messed up. Your reality is wrong. And guess what? You can never, ever get a proper reality. You have to make it. The second is you're not working hard enough. So whatever it is that you're not getting, just think about it. You're actually not putting in as much effort as you possibly can. If you're thinking about it, that means you haven't done enough. And the third, escapism. In other words, you're succumbing to your cowardice. You're becoming a coward. Now, what's the solution? I'm a man of solutions, obviously. I'm a man of solutions. And so to me, I'm like, okay, well, what is it? What can you do in terms of reality? Well, let me tell you something. Thomas Jefferson, the great Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers of the United States of America, Thomas Jefferson. He said this. He said, you want to know who you are? Because, a lot of people are very confused with their identity. Maybe you are. A lot of people are confused with their identity. They're like, I don't know who I am. I don't know. They're trying to find themselves. People like, they get into their 60s, 70s, 80s trying to find themselves, right? It's pathetic. But Thomas Jefferson said that if you want to find who you are, you want to find out who you are, don't ask. Don't ask, who am I? Just act. Because action delineates who you are. Action makes you that person. So the more that you do, the more that you become. It's no longer a question of who am I? What am I supposed to do? What is my purpose? And all these garbage kind of questions. If you're not doing enough every single day, then you're not forming yourself into the person who you should be. There is no way for you to find out who you are without actually acting on a singular basis every single day, every single second, every single minute. And that way you define yourself. And that way you define your reality. And your reality is no longer shaped by your perception, but by your action. Then you become superhuman. When your reality is shaped by your action and not by your perception, so you're no longer a victim to your circumstance. You're no longer a victim to, where you are, what people are saying, how much money by your action. The more action that you do, the more that you will become. Solution number 2. How do you work hard? How do you put in more effort? You have to make it more important than breathing. That's right. See how you breathe effortlessly? See how you breathe without even thinking about it? You have to make working hard even more important than breathing. Now, I know that I probably lost a lot of you, and there's a reason for that. It's because when you come home from work, you're tired, right? You're tired. Everyone's tired. Guess who's not tired? No one. 100% of people after work are exhausted. They are tired. They want to do nothing. They want to think about nothing. Okay. They want to just, turn on that Netflix, sit back, order pizza or whatever it is and eat. But guess who wins? Guess who succeeds? That 1%. That 1% succeed. Now, are they tired? Absolutely. Do they feel like chilling and not doing anything? Absolutely. But what do? There's a reason why they're winning. 1%. If you were to stack up 100 people, only one of them are the winners. And those are the people that make working hard, they 10x their actions, they 10x their intentions, they 10x their goals. They don't stop. And the third, and this is a big one actually. The third is, how do you get out of becoming a coward? Because let's face it, like if you are a person who, and the majority of people are, the majority of people, like we don't like pain, right? Like we try to escape from pain. So the majority of people are actually cowards without even knowing. I know it hurts. You probably don't want to hear this. But if you are a person who likes to escape from pain, then you're a coward. You're a coward to yourself because you know that you should be facing it. How do you become anybody if you can't even face pain? Do you know how muscles are made in the gym? With pain. Haven't you heard Arnold? I don't really like him anymore, but haven't you heard Arnold Schwarzenegger say, no pain, no gain? Without pain, there's no gain. If you're not actually facing the pain, if you're not going against the pain, if you're not trying to become stronger than the pain, if you're not trying to actually induce pain on you by working hard and going against the feeling of not working, which is painful, or going against the feeling of no one wants to talk to you anymore, no one wants to associate with you anymore because you just don't fit into their vortex puzzle. You don't fit in anymore because you don't think the same. You don't operate the same. You don't waste time like they waste time. So you don't fit in. What are you going to do? You're going to go backwards. You're going to backpedal. You're going to get back into the seat where people are just, scrolling endlessly on their phone and just watching endless nonsense. Or you're going to be that person, that singular person who's actually going to achieve exactly what they want. You have to ask yourself that question. Because if you are the latter, if you're the person who's actually going to be the person who's focused, then guess what? You're going to lose 99% of your friends. You're going to lose 99% of connections with people because people can't relate to you anymore. Because you become something of extraordinaire. People will call you lunatic, whatever. Well, guess who else was called lunatic? Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, the late Steve Jobs, was called lunatic. Well, he changed the world. So, if you are the person who wants to make a mark on their life, who wants to actually live life with purpose, by creating their own purpose, by putting in so much effort that you delineate yourself into becoming that person that you are meant to be, then you will be that person extraordinaire. But if you fail and you succumb to your cowardice and you succumb to escapism and you get away from pain and you try to numb the pain and you try to not do things that you don't feel like doing, well, guess what? You'll be like 95% of everybody. Normal, average. And that's what you'll get. Normal and average. So if you don't want your life to suck, and you don't want your life, and you don't want to fail in life, and you want to actually win in life, I'm telling you right now, there is no other formula than for you to work incredibly hard to change your reality by increasing the intensity, and for you not to be a coward to yourself, because you owe it to yourself for you to win in life. And the only way for you to win in life is to do stuff that you do not feel like doing on a consistent basis every single day, no matter what anyone says. I'm rooting for you. Hope you're having a great day. Make sure you're porting an umbrella because it's raining cats and dogs. Have yourself a good one. And, of course, good night.